Hello, 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 everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Can you please put your cameras on so that I can see your beautiful faces? It makes such a difference for me to be able to actually see who is in the room and where in the world you're tuning in from and just actually connecting with you. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is our community call. And I can see Kevin, Felicity, Penny, Jacqueline. Who else is in here? Chi Chi. Hello. Hello, everyone. Jacqueline, thank you for putting your camera on. I appreciate you. Um, and there we go. There's Felicity putting her camera on. Hi, Chi Chi. Welcome. Thank you for putting your camera on as well. I'm sure the others will follow suit shortly. But I just wanted to check in with you guys. Where in the world are you tuning in from? Please pop it into the group chat so that we can see. And Ilza is also in the room. Welcome, welcome, Ilza and everybody else. It is winter in Cape Town today, guys. Look at this weather. Can you see it? Wintry, wintry, wintry. So it's actually this beautiful, cozy, work-aligned space. Like in this wintry weather, I don't know how you guys feel, but when it's wintry like this, it's the best weather to actually be able to just sit and do work. Or it's cuddle weather, right? You just want to get into your bed and just cuddle and read a good book or watch a movie or something like that. But I must say, I'm very much in the energy of productivity and enjoying this for work purposes. So I'd love to know how you guys are feeling. KZN, Netherlands, Josie, yes! We've got people from all over the place joining in. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you guys feeling? Another Josie, welcome. How are you guys feeling today? If there was one word to really encapsulate how you are feeling, what would that word be? Please share it with me in the comments so that I know where you're at. It can also be a sentence, but just share where you are at. And while you're doing that, I just want to recap a few little things that have been coming into my consciousness. A lot lately, and they've been coming from different places. And so I feel like it's important for me to share them with you. And it's always so interesting because when these things come into my consciousness, I I know that they're not only important for me, but they are important for those of you that are a part of the community as well. And the fact that you're here and you're doing this work, I want to just honor you. I want to take a moment and really honor you today for showing up and doing this work. Part of raising the vibrational frequency on the planet, part of disassembling these constructs, these previous ways of being, these previous power dynamics that we've experienced on our planet is by individual. It's actually the most important thing is by a collective of individuals coming together and raising their individual vibrational frequency. And by doing so, that vibrational frequency then shifts their community, and that community starts shifting the community next door, and etc., etc., etc. And so by being here, being present and doing this work, guys, you're literally changing the world. Do you know that you're changing the world? Like, how cool is that? That you guys are changing the world. And Jacqueline is going like this. I know she's giving herself a hell yeah. But this is the thing that you're doing. And I don't want you to underestimate it. I want you to celebrate it and really acknowledge yourself for doing this work that is so important that you are literally changing the world. How beautiful is that? It's so, so beautiful. And people think it's so complicated to change the world. And all it takes is showing up, right? One decision at a time, showing up and doing the work. And so the first thing that I really wanted to do today was honor you. I want to honor you and celebrate you for showing up and doing the work. Each and every one of you. Thank you. Thank you for being the light and the love that you wish to see in the world, because that is exactly what you're doing. So, yay for each and every one of you. Woo! Felicity's doing a dance with me too. So is Ilza. Yay. Yay to each and every one of you. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I wanted to clarify is there are different healers in this world and they work in different ways, and there are different spiritual workers and facilitators and coaches, and they all work in different ways. The way that I believe is working in the most utmost integrity, and what I do with my clients and my sessions and my workshops and my everything that I do, is I will always put a binding, like, what is a good way of a boundary in place energetically, that whatever I do is always for the highest good of all, not just the individual, but the highest good of all, right? And I add, and harm it none. Now, what that means is that I want to support the most radical, beautiful shifts and experiences within yourself, so that you experience yourself as the most whole, aligned, empowered version of yourself, right? That is what I want for you. But I will never overstep and wish an experience away from you, even if it's a challenging experience, if it means your soul going through that experience and you making choices around that experience is going to empower you, right? So this isn't, working with me is not, and I really want to clarify this, working with me is not like a, woohoo, I'm never going to be challenged again. Ha ha, it's not going to be like that, because that's just unrealistic, right? It's just completely unrealistic. Will you experience profound shifts? Yes, if you show up and do the work, you will experience profound shifts. Will you be able to move through challenges in a completely different way when they come? Absolutely. That I can say to you. But I will never want you not to have challenges, because I know that it is through those challenges coming to you and you being able to move through them in a different way that you are going to experience your biggest expansions. Does this make sense, guys? I always want to honor your soul's journey. And in some religions, they call it dharma, right? Your dharma, your path, right? Some say your soul's journey, right? Some people say your life path, right? It doesn't matter what religion you come from. It doesn't matter what faith you come from. We are here living this human life. And if we understand that we are here connected to all that is, whether you call that God, Allah, Buddha, I don't mind. But if we understand that we are here experiencing ourselves in a human form, and we're connected to all that is, and we are here to expand love, right? That is our journey, to expand love, right? And these little things are going to come up so that we have the opportunity to experience ourselves as more love aligned in whatever way that is, right? Then all the things that happen, all of the challenges that happen, you can go, "Ah, this is meant for me. This is happening for me. This is not happening to me. And in this moment, I will choose to experience myself as somebody who is loving, as somebody who acts from a space of integrity." What? Elaine is entering the room, guys. Elaine is entering the room. What? Ah, Elaine. You guys will get to know Elaine. She's amazing. But I wanted to share that with you guys because I think it's so important for you guys to understand and hold with you, just like really holding it with you as you go through this journey. So that's the other thing. The third thing that came up for me so much is, remember we spoke about how many of you know the 1% rule that I spoke about? How many of you have seen that section of my workshops, whether it is in whichever course? Please just say yes in the comments so that I can see, or no if I need to just recap it quickly. Or if you'd like me to recap it, say recap, por favor. You don't have to say por favor. You can just say recap. But recap, recap, recap. Okay. All right. So the 1% rule, okay, was something that was coined by someone, and I can't remember who. But the important thing is that what it said was, if we just make one better decision a day that aligns us more authentically with the version of ourselves that we want to experience ourselves as, exponentially over the year, we will become unrecognizable to the person we are today. So if you decided today to make just one decision a day, just one, that is more aligned with the version of yourself that you want to experience yourself as, can you imagine the difference, the compound interest that you would gain over a year, right? Can everybody get that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Good. Cool. Now, imagine if you made two better decisions a day. Imagine if you made three better decisions a day. If you just make one, it's like, if you make two, it's like, whoop, whoop. If you make three, it's like, oh, baby, right? That's how much quicker you're going to progress. Okay. Has anybody been doing the twerking dance? I haven't seen any videos coming through on the group. I'm just saying. But this is the thing. If we're making three better decisions a day, Kevin, I want your video immediately. Send it through. He says he's twerking, guys. I want you guys to get to a place where you celebrate one better decision a day, where you do a little dance when you do two better decisions a day. And when you get to three better decisions a day, you are twerking, baby. You are like, woo, like you're flying, okay? And I want you to understand that part of making those better decisions every day is making sure that on a weekly, daily, monthly basis, you are doing some form of work, inner work, that is helping you get to where you want to go. That is why I've got so many different options of things for you guys to do. Every time you show up for one of my workshops, for one of my courses, for a one-on-one call, there is like this compound interest that happens. It's the same as if you go to gym. You can go to gym once a month. How much change are you going to see in your body if you go to gym once a month? Guys, I don't even know if that's going to maintain situations. I'm just being honest, right? But if you're going to the gym like once a week, you can start like maintaining little situations. If you're going to the gym 3 times a week, you're going to start seeing a difference, like a big difference within a month. You will. If you're exercising for 20 minutes a day, 5 times a week, are you going to see a big difference? Yes, right? So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because every time you do any of these things, and I'm not saying just my work, so please, like, don't think I am, but anytime you do any of these things, anytime you show up for a workshop, anytime you meditate, anytime you honor yourself, anytime you don't self-abandon, anytime you choose love, you are gaining compound interest. And that's what you want. Right? Because that is, I'm wanting, I vibrate at the frequency of abundance and love. I sing that in the shower badly. I vibrate at the frequency of abundance and love. And I make it sound stupid because it makes me laugh, which makes me vibrate at the frequency of fun, which then what makes me vibrate at the frequency of abundance and love. Try it in the shower, guys. It works. It's really cool. And I want you guys to vibrate at the frequency of abundance and love. And in order to do that, it takes making those little decisions, investing in yourself, and showing up. The other thing that I wanted to share with you guys is when I do my spiritual medicine sessions, what I set up within them is that as anybody watches a replay, that creates compound interest for everybody that has ever watched it and everybody that will ever watch it. So it means that it's not only serving you within those minutes, that hour that you are being present, but you are literally making this beautiful energy going through time, space, reality, backwards and forwards. How nice is that? It's expanding love on either side. And this is also why I will say things like, guys, I make these things so ridiculously affordable. Like $11 is nothing for a workshop, right? It's nothing for a workshop. But I do it because I'm in service of humanity and the universe. I want it to be accessible to everybody. There has to be an energy exchange. So I can't give it to you for free because otherwise I empty my own cup too much. I have bills to pay. I have to pay my team that keeps everything going and helps me do things, right? I've currently got, I don't know, at least 4 workshops that I'm wanting to do with you. But at the moment, what I have got in terms of my team, I can't get to those workshops because there's too many other things that I need to do, right? The more people that become a part of the community, the more people that buy the workshops, buy the courses, etc., gives me more time in order to create. So you sharing these workshops, courses, whatever it is, with people helps not only other people, right? But it supports my team, it helps you, and it helps give me more time to create. So to every one of you that is here, because I know you have purchased my courses, merci. Big thank you. I really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, so that was the other thing I wanted to tell you guys. What was the last thing that was coming through so strongly yesterday? Oh, so I don't know how many of you experienced in the last week like a good sort of slap, like realignment, re-looking at things in a different way. Thought things were going smoothly and then shift, challenge you, and then you got to move through something in a different way, right? Did anybody go through anything like that? Jacqueline, absolutely love the 1% rule. It has brought me so much and it reduced so much. Elaine is like, yes, that has happened to me this week. um, Elaine, so sorry for having my camera off. I'm in the office. Elaine, I'm just so excited that you're here. So absolutely, absolutely. Yes, Ilse is also saying yes. Okay, so me too, guys. Yes, Jacqueline is also saying. Okay, so this is obviously, I've gotten the message to share this with you because it's been a common theme. And the opportunity that I was told that it is bringing up is that to look at the fundamental core, like soul agreement that was made that brings this thing up? Like, has it related to something that has happened before for you guys? Like, did it take you back energetically to like, oh, gosh, I'm not repeating this pattern again. I'm not going through this again. It has to be different. Just let me know if it did that for you guys, because it definitely did for me. It was like, woo, I've seen this movie before. I'm not going to watch it again. Like I need a different script, a different ending, right? And so let me know if it did the same for you. Absolutely. Okay, right? So two things that came up for that was what is mine? Like what is mine? Definitely, I realized I had to change my view on a situation, right? And the way you work through the situation. Absolutely. So, so the question, what is mine, really comes up for me in this, as in, is this my soul contract that I've created? And so is it about me then rewriting the soul contract? Or is this actually my grandmother's soul contract or my mom's soul contract? And I am just inheriting this pattern within my life. So I want you guys to really look at it and distinguish between the two. And look at what you need to release. What is that pattern? What is the core of that pattern? How does it make you feel? And what are you no longer available for? It's been so interesting for me to watch this unfold in my life and then to see examples of it in people around me, in clients, um, in friends, and even in other like healers, teachers, speakers. Like they've literally popped onto, and it always happens like this, onto my Instagram or into my inbox or whatever it is, where I've seen them going through exactly this and needing to really distinguish what is the difference between, like, is it mine, is it somebody else's, and then how do I unravel, rewrite, destroy this so that I'm not dealing with it again. Now, the workshop that I did last week on Wednesday, which for those that attended live, I've got the one version of the replay ready for you. For those that didn't attend live, I need to edit one or two things, so it is not available yet. But that workshop, the thing that I've also noticed that my guides are doing is that in so many cord cutting ceremonies, clearing ceremonies, people are not destroying the actual agreement that people made with, and a lot of people call it the Akashic records or whatever it is, but it's those soul agreements, right? And without doing that, without clearing that agreement, then you're going to keep, that cord is going to keep coming back in different ways in your life. So you might clear it with that person, but you're going to create that pattern somewhere else with someone else. And what my guides have been doing is they've been rewriting the soul contracts. And this week, I've literally been hit from three different sides of other healers and facilitators saying the most important part is that part. is that section of it. So if you guys weren't able to attend that workshop, I would definitely do it. If there are patterns, if you can identify what is mine, right? What do I no longer want to perpetuate? And do I want to rewrite agreements? Like, have I made an agreement to just always struggle financially? Like, have I made that agreement? Is that my agreement really? Or did I watch my mom just always struggle financially? And did she just watch my grandmother always struggle financially? And now I'm like just repeating this agreement that I didn't even make. It's not even my agreement, but now I'm doing it, right? So that's kind of one of them. Or um, I I constantly attract, which now I've rewritten, but I constantly attract abusive relationships. Is that my agreement? Or does that come from my lineage? Does that come from my mom, my mom's mom, and so forth? Where does that actually come from? And then you rewrite that agreement. I'm no longer available for it. I'm no longer available to be in relationships that lead to abusive situations, right? To be disrespected, unprioritized, bullied, whatever it is. So, really looking into these things and identifying what are those agreements that you've made. What does it mean to be successful? Have I agreed to that the only version of success is having 2.5 kids and a husband and living with a white picket fence? And any other version of success doesn't make sense to me because society decided that that's what success looks like. And so I agreed to that. But is that really an agreement that works for me? No. Let me rewrite that agreement. What does my version of success looks like? My version of success looks like the fact that I show up in a life being the love that I wish to see in the world, right? Working with amazing people all over the world and making a difference in this world. Wow, that's successful. Oh, is it? Oh, great. So we can let go of that old agreement then. Let's just rewrite that. And I'm just talking about different things that are, that I can give you examples of. But what are your agreements? What are the agreements that have kept you stuck, that have kept you imprisoned in a cycle that does not fricking work for you, that you're ready to release? That's what I want you to focus on. Or that's what I invite you to focus on. Does this make sense to you guys? Does it make you go, yes, frick, this is what I need to do? Okay. Just let me know, like in the comments, just say, oh, good. Hell yeah. Jacqueline's not even a yes. She's like a hell yeah, I know. I know this stuff. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Yes, yes. Okay. Good. Yes, for sure. Okay, good. 110%. Amazing. Okay. So that's what I want for you because, I said it to somebody once. Everybody that I work with, everybody that I surround myself with, I want them to walk through life with a feather on their back. Not all the luggage from the past that they've accumulated that is weighing them down, but a feather on their back so that they can walk through it light, free, at ease, twerking because they're having fun. Okay, good. A lot of sense. Yep, 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 yep. Okay, great. Okay. Guys, I've just been speaking for the last, I don't know how many minutes. And what I do want to also just clarify one more thing before I open it up for questions is I'm trying to find a rhythm, a new rhythm of service within my community. And I'm looking at what makes sense and what serves my community best while serving me best. So I did this trial where I said, okay, we're going to do a community call, whether you're doing Kinst Me, whether you're doing mini manifestation, whether you've been a one-on-one client of mine, whatever it is, like if you've worked with me, you get to be a part of these sessions, right? And by doing that, I'm creating this community forum, the space for everyone to get together and learn from each other. What I've realized is that there are certain people that are just showing up gung ho, and yay to you guys for doing that. I think it's beautiful. But what I'm not feeling enough of is enough of like a joint container where you guys are on the same rhythm, right? And so what I've said is for this month, nobody's allowed to join any of the courses. They only start in the first week of June, right? So that I can create that cycle going forward. So like some people wanted to do mini manifestation every month, right? Because it gets them into a rhythm, it gets them into, and I'm cool with that. And in fact, if any of you want to do it as like a membership rather than just buying the course, I will create a special price for you so that you can do that, so that we can keep building. Because I've also got all kinds of new little activations and things that I want to start sharing with whoever joins. And so every month, it's not going to be exactly the same. It's not going to have exactly the same little daily activations. There are going to be differences coming in going forward. So if you guys want to do that, please let me know. Kinsta Me will start every 2 months, right? And what I'm going to do is separate out the people who are doing Kinsta Me will go into a separate group and have a session. The mini manifestation people will have a session, and then there will be the community call. And the Kinsta Me and the mini manifestation will rotate every 2 weeks. So basically, you will have the opportunity to connect with me twice a week live, depending on whatever course you're doing and whatever rotation you're on. And if you're just part of the community, you have the opportunity of connecting with me once a month. Does this make sense, guys? Yeah? Okay. Um, I think that is going to create a better container because not enough people are sharing their feedback and their videos, and I'm not quite sure why. And I'm going to test if this maybe helps people be a bit more proactive in the sharing. Although after last week, I was so excited by the acceleration in sharing. My little por favors really went somewhere because you guys did start sharing a whole lot more, which was wonderful. So, but I just wanted even more, and I want more containers that are supportive. Does that sound overwhelming or does that sound more supportive? I would love to know from you guys because you guys are my community and I want to make sure that you feel like the most supported possible. So can we just have a vote? I don't know if there's a way of doing a, I don't think there is. I think there is, but I don't know how to do it. A poll. There is a poll somewhere, right? Poll. I found a poll. Create a poll. And while I'm creating this poll, um, think of your questions because I'm coming to you next. Okay, I think I've done it. Has it come in? Add to live, save as meeting poll. Did it pop up on your side as a poll? No. Launch. Now? Yes. Yes. Okay, cool. Wonderful. Yay, wonderful. Dun, dun, dun. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yay. Okay, good. Okay, yay. Everybody seems to have voted wonderful that has voted. Okay, so the ones who haven't seen it yet, if you can maybe just tell me in the comments, um, so that I know from you. I think it's only Kevin and Felicity, which is weird because everybody else has got it. So maybe just tell me in the comments. Okay, yay. That makes me feel great that that feels wonderful. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, who is going to be brave? Who is going to share what is happening, what they want to know, questions that are going to serve the community? Dun dun dun. Let's see. Is it Jacqueline? Is it Chi Chi? Is it Felicity? Is it Ilsa? Is it Tanya? Is it Elaine? Is it Penny? Is it
Me.
it's Felicity. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever on the 20th of May, 2025, it's Felicity. And the crowd goes wild. How are you, Felicity?
I'm enjoying the sunshine, but I bet you're sending the shit weather tomorrow.
Why, where are you? Oh, you in
So
Joburg.
big. Mm.
Oh, does our weather come to you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
It's
Your
actually
fault.
quite beautiful and cozy, like if you just stay inside.
Oh no, it's beautiful here outside.
Oh, good. Enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy
While it lasts.
for sure.
I'm just interested in what you said about, is it my contract that I need to rewrite? So when
Hmm.
it is your contract, how do you rewrite it?
So that's what I do in the workshop. So it's a process. So I take you into the spiritual medicine space. You need to
Mm,
identify what it is that you want to rewrite.
mm,
Sometimes you identify it before, sometimes you identify it in the spiritual medicine space, and then I take you through some prompts that call that contract out and rewrite the contract so that you can move forward in a different way. And I mean, if I did it now, then it would take up too much time because
mm.
but I do it in the spiritual medicine process. So you would be able to do it. It's not actually complicated. It is, oh, where did she go? Are you still there?
Who?
Oh, it's not actually complicated, but it's just taking you into the space
Mm,
and and then you recalling that contract and tearing it up and rewriting it and creating a new agreement going forward. And then there's certain words that we use in order to set that in place as your new reality. Again, just reiterating that I will always only support what is in the highest good of you and all, right? So
mm,
if you are if there is specific growth, expansion that is still required with that contract, you may remove a certain amount of it, but you may need to conclude certain things in order to shift it completely. And that is up to you and your soul. It's not up to me. So I'm literally just the facilitator that holds the space. Like when people say, "Oh, you're a healer," I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm literally just the facilitator and I hold the space for you healing yourself, for you working with your divine teams and healing yourself."
okay.
Okay, does that make sense?
Mm,
Yeah.
thanks.
Okay, sure. No problem. That said, I've seen crazy things happen, like after destroying soul contracts. And
Oh, really?
yeah, I've seen some
Mm,
really miraculous shifts happening, you know,
yeah.
and some people even say that the colors are different. Like when they see the world, the like things are different. It's like they've stepped into a different timeline and things just look different even. And they can't even place what the difference is, but it just is different. So and the experiences are different. So it's like it's this magical thing that I'm just facilitating.
Mm,
And I feel grateful for the opportunity to do that. But it's your soul will call in what you need, and trusting that, like really trusting that is the main thing here.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
All right, no problem. Anybody else who is next? We have about 10 or 15 minutes. Chi Chi, I want to know how you doing, baby. Do you want to chat to me? Yes? Yes, she does. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever on the 20th of May, 2025, it's Chi Chi. The crowd goes
Yeah.
wild. How are you doing,
How are you?
Kathy?
I'm good. I'm good. And you?
I'm good, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
How is
Okay.
your week going? Where are you at?
Good, good, good. I'm in Joburg.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, good. Not, it's not a question per se. It's something close to what Felicity asked. So, but from your answer, I now know what to do. So it's to,
Yeah.
because I've just been in the community. So it's for me to join the workshop, which you said starts in June.
So the next round of Kinsta Me and mini manifestation, if you want to join, and I don't know whether to start Kinsta Me in June, to be
Mhm.
honest, just because the lead time of getting enough people in 10 days might be a little bit short. Um, Kinsta Me, for those of you that don't know, is the deep dive. So mini manifestation is like kind of an introduction to some of my work and will take you to beautiful places. But Kinsta Me is the deep dive, is like where we really do the inner deep transformational work. And what I love about redoing the course, and Jacqueline has redone the course, I think 5 times now. She is one of my angels because every time you do it, you just go deeper and deeper, and it shifts your foundations, which then ripple out into all areas of your life. What I'm working with now more than ever is epigenetics, which is if I can I'll give you a small example that is crazy, guys. Just think of the craziness of this. And we're speaking about now what is ours and what is ancestral. Um, Pavlov, you know, that crazy psychologist scientist who did all of those studies. He took a group of mice and I mean, these are really mean studies, but they give us a lot of information. But so I'm grateful for the information. I'm not grateful for the process. But anyway, he took a group of mice and he released a smell into the area that they were in. And every time he released it, it was like cherry blossom or something like that. Every time he released it, he would give them a little shock. And over time, what happened was he didn't even need to shock them. He just released the smell and their bodies would go into trauma because of this. The smell reminded them of the shock, right? And here's the interesting thing. When they had babies, the babies were exposed to the smell without the shock, without ever knowing the shock. And they were not pregnant at the time. It was later that they fell pregnant. Okay. Those babies responded with the trauma respond just to the smell. They'd never experienced the shock. They only had the smell. What's even more fascinating is those babies, so it's grandchildren, responded in exactly the same way. So, what that gave us information about, oh, and another thing is that the babies had a gene mutation, and the babies had a gene mutation. When I say mutation, a shift in genes on a cellular level, right? That was more of a trauma response supporter than what the first generation that was exposed. So this gives us such important information. First of all, memories are passed down on a cellular level. Second of all, those active memories that are passed down on a cellular level, right, affect us on a genetic level that shift our actual genetics. The work that I do and that is coming into the universe at the moment helps you heal on that subconscious level that frees you from ancestral traumas and generational binds that have kept you caught. And as you do, the image that I've been shown by these beautiful beings of light and our guides and our support teams is, you know, when I take you into spiritual medicine and I say the light comes from the middle and there's an explosion and you're like a star being born, and there's light that goes right up to the universe and there's light that goes right down to the core of the earth, and the star expands and expands and expands, right? The image that I have been shown that when we do spiritual medicine is that's what it happens. It not only heals you here in the now, it's already healing your children and your children's children and their children's children. And it's going backwards and healing your parents and your parents' parents and your grandparents' parents. That's the work that is available to you. And so this is why doing this work is so important, because you literally, and I'm covered in goosebumps all over my body, you literally are shifting reality across time, space, reality, not just now. And this is why I'm so humbled to do the work that I get to do. And this is also, like Jacqueline doing the course 5 times will attest to the fact that every time I redo a round of Kinster Me, I add new information. So there are the recorded sessions, there are, but every time I do it, like we do these community calls, I will add new information that's going to support you. So for those of you that are doing mini manifestation, in none of mini manifestation are you getting this feedback, this information, right? This is new. This is new information. And this is coming to me now because this is the consciousness that you need right now in this here moment. It's the same with Kinster Me, because I am the eternal, hungry, available student that is always learning, always expanding, humble, because I only know this much, but I don't know that much. It's like being in the yoga class and you've done the pose 1,000 times and you stretch and you go, yay, I'm getting it. And then you look in front of you and there's this freaking incredible yogi who's just so far ahead of you. And you go, yay, I've got so much more still to learn. And you look behind you and there's somebody who's like, I'm really trying to get into that pose, right? And you go, yay, I can support them and getting to where I am. But it's a constant flow. It's a constant evolution. I'm never the person I was yesterday. And I'm always becoming the person I will be. Isn't that beautiful? I find it so beautiful. I really love it. Jacqueline is saying, sorry. Kinster Me literally changed my life. And Elaine is saying, Kinster Me saved my life. Oh, Elaine, if you are willing to share, I would love you to share a little bit about that. Wow, generational curses. Remind me who this is, because I remember that it was not this name. I jogged.
Yeah, it's Kiana.
Kiara, hi, lovely. Yes, generational curses, absolutely. Elaine, I also took away new information with my second round. I think it's because that is where I was in a different stage of my life at that moment. I will share. Can I turn my microphone? Yes, please turn your microphone on. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever on the 20th of May, 2025, it's Elaine!
Hi, everyone.
Wild!
Thank you so much. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Elaine. I stay in Sasolburg in the Free State here in South Africa. So, yeah, when I say Kinstakaroi saved my life, I literally mean saved my life. I don't think I will be alive today and still here if it wasn't for Kinstakaroi. I went through some very bad health situations. And at that stage, I could really feel my body dying. It was giving up. And one day I saw Susanna on Facebook. I don't know how it was. I think it's just the universe that sent her to me and Kinsterkroyd to me. And I thought, okay, if my body is giving up, if I let my mind give up at this stage, I'm going to die. I just knew it. I have to do something to work on my mind and trying to get the light inside of me. Otherwise, if my mind's giving up and my body's already giving up, I'm not going to survive. And it was that bad that it was a lot of trauma for my children, for my husband, because we really thought I was dying. So, Kinstakaroi me just everything from the beginning, and even listening to what Susanna said about her lupus and how she saw the white light, the chemo as white light going into her veins, and going through that. That is literally how I started to see my medication as well, how I changed my mindset, focusing on all the little stuff, all the good stuff that's happening to me. Something that Susanna always said is Mother Teresa saying, God gives you what you can handle. And she said, please don't trust me that much. That was how I was feeling at that stage. And I think also it's like a ripple effect, because now at this stage, my oldest daughter is struggling extremely with her health. And just what I learned at Kinsterkrooi, my daughter wrote me a letter the other day saying that she thinks I'm the strongest person in the world, and she can go through this now, because if I went through this, she can go through this as well. But yes, truly, truly, if it wasn't for Susanna and Kinsterkrooi, I don't think I would be here today.
Oh, Elaine, thank you for sharing that. That means so much, and I remember your journey. So I'm so grateful that you are able to now be there for your daughter in this beautiful, beautiful way, because you are shifting things, and because you are a living example of what is possible. That is going to give her hope in a completely different way, and it's going to allow her to move through this in a completely different way already. So well done.
Definitely.
Well
Thank you so
done.
much.
Thank
I
you.
have a quick question, if I can
Yes.
ask as well. The other day, me and Jacqueline, so Jacqueline, I met her on the first Kinskogroimi course, and we became best friends actually. We still continue to video call and chat every day if we can, otherwise every second day, but yeah. So we had a little bit of chat, and we spoke about my oldest daughter going through this. And it was when you mentioned earlier as well, when you realized something, did we realize it the last week or so, that you have to handle a situation differently? And it was definitely when we had that discussion, that was what came up to me. And it's that moment of, I have to release of the anxiety and the stress by being afraid of my child being this sick at this stage.
Mm.
And we said, you have to release to receive. So I understand at this stage that I have to let go of this fear that something is going to happen to my daughter. And I did it with myself. I don't know why it's more difficult to do that with my child. But what's the first step? How do I release so that we can start receiving the healing? And yeah, I think I should let go of this fear at this stage, but I don't know how to release at this stage this fear of something that's going to happen to my child.
Hmm. I mean, that's such a good question, and I just want to also really acknowledge you and hear you on how of course, it's far more difficult when it's somebody that you love like a child, specifically like a child, because I think there's nothing like a mother's love. A mother's love surpasses personal love, surpasses any other kind of love, you know. So I just want to first of all acknowledge and hear you and really let you know that it's not crazy that you would feel this way. It's very valid and normal. Okay. So I want to first say that. The second thing I want to say is, do you remember in Kinsterkroimi where I shared with you that I was helping someone and my my psychologist came to me and he said, Susanna, you're so selfish. And I was like, what? And he said, you're so selfish. Like, how dare you be doing that task for that person? And I was like, I'm sorry, what? I'm helping here. Like, what is going on? But he did it on purpose, right? Because he needed to snap me into attention, and I wouldn't have paid attention unless he told me I was being selfish. And I remember it was such a shift for me because I'd always wanted to people pleaser, guys, and say,
Yeah,
oh, there go the balloons, and and rescuer, right?
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, right. All of us have been there in that position. So recovering people pleaser. Anybody else recovering people pleaser in the room? Yes, yes. Okay, Jacqueline, loud and proud there. Recovering rescuer. Anybody else in the room? Anybody else a recovering rescuer? Jacqueline, you have done the work. I'm proud, my darling. Tanya, did I see your hand go up there as well? Yes. Okay, good, good, good. Proud, loud and proud, right? So when we get into a space where we acknowledge that taking somebody's experience away from them, their struggle away from them, if that is what their soul needed to go through, this actually ties in perfectly with what I was speaking about at the beginning of the session, right? We're taking away the opportunity for that individual to struggle with whatever it is they need to struggle with so that they can experience the next most empowered version of themselves. If we are showing up and taking that struggle away from them, right, they don't get the opportunity to experience themselves as a different version of themselves. And I'll give you a small example. I saw this really cool video. And I struggle with this, just so that you know. I've got 5 godchildren. Although I'm not a mother myself, I have 5 godchildren that I've been so integral in raising. They say Happy Mother's Day to me. And when it's their birthdays and stuff, they want to have dinner and lunch with me, you know? So I've got this really beautiful relationship with them. I also have 2 sisters that when they were born and they stopped breastfeeding, I moved into my bedroom and then raised them as my babies. Okay. And now I've got this beautiful nephew as well, who is 4 years old in July. And when I see him running and when I saw them running, and you think they're going to fall, or if they wobble, right? Your instinct as a parent, as a caretaker, is to reach out and catch them, not let them fall, right? Everybody on the same page with that, right? Yes. Okay. I saw this beautiful video of this mom she's in a stream with her toddler, and he takes a step and he goes, whoa, whoa. And she goes, you've got this. You've got this. Take a deep breath. You've got this. And he looks at her and he goes, hand, hand. And she goes, you got this, baby. You've got this. Take a deep breath. And he goes, and then he stabilizes himself and he looks at her and goes, got this, mom. Got this. And she goes, yes, you do. And she says, you want a hug? He goes, yes. And he comes and he gives her a hug, right? Obviously, if there was a fire there or something that he could really have hurt himself with, she would have grabbed him and brought him out of harm's way. But she allowed him that moment of struggle so that he could get to know that in moments of struggle, he's got this. And how many of us have taken that away from people that we love, that opportunity away from people that we love? And how many people that love us have taken that opportunity away from us? And then we've had to learn it later on. And it makes it so much harder to learn. So, what is the best way of doing it? Right? Breathing deeply, taking deep breaths, trusting in that person's ability, and leading by example of being the safe container that is holding there, but not stretching in and trying to fix it. I'm here. If you need something, I'm here. I've got a safe space for you to come and ask me for anything you need. I will hold you, right? But not reaching in and trying to fix it for that person. Does this make sense to everyone? Because
Makes so much sense. Yeah.
I know that it's not only you, Elaine, that needs to hear this. I know that people who are watching this live and a recording of this need to hear this.
Yeah, this is exactly the answer I was looking for. So thank you so much. That
Oh,
it is, I need to trust in her ability and let her grow to her higher self.
yeah,
And I think I already feel like I can breathe now. And so thank you so much for that.
good. Yay, of course, of course. And of course, if she says, Mom, how did you do it? You can share, right? You can share.
Yes. Yes. And I think that is why maybe she already sees that. So I just need to let go because she told me she can do it because I did it. So I just need to let go. Yeah. Thank you so much.
No, it's a pleasure. And if it makes you feel better, you can reiterate to her, I trust in your ability. I trust
Yes.
in your ability. And I am here as your mom, fiercely by your side at every step whenever you need me. But I trust in your ability.
Okay. I will definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Ah, such a pleasure, beauty. Yay. So lovely having you in here and being a part of things. Well done. Okay, guys, we've gone a little bit over today, but I've shared also a lot. When we move to the Kinsterkroimi and mini manifestation separate calls, the Tuesday calls are going to be literally just Q&A. So you will need to send me your questions by Sunday and then I will answer them on a Tuesday, but it's not going to be me teaching. It will be me answering questions. I mean, I do teach when I answer questions, but do you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to come with a lesson or like this has been on my mind. It will be, okay, you asked this question, let's dive in. So I'm just letting you know the difference. Whereas in the mini manifestation and in the Kinsterkroimi, there will still be an aspect of, oh, guys, this is what's happening energetically at the moment, or this is what is coming to me as a message that you need to know. So that's going to be the big differentiator for you guys to keep in mind. For anybody that has done my courses before and wants to do them again, I am always open to creating a special price for you. So please do reach out if you do want to do either of the courses again. If you're currently doing a course and want to do one of the other courses, like I'm really available to support you on this journey. And I want to. And if you bring a friend, like we create a bundle, whatever it is. So yeah. I want you to know that as well. Kevin is saying, just like a butterfly that needs to struggle to exit its pupa. Do you say it like that? Pupa. To inflate its wings, or it won't be able to fly. Exactly. Exactly. This is why also even in babies being born through the birth canal, I don't know if you know this, but it actually pushes their head in place. Those the bones in your head, right? when you go through the birth canal, they get pushed in place. And sometimes that's why they come out like a cone head or something like that, because, it's still so soft, the bones in the head, but it is this pressure that kind of pushes into place. And there's a different type of birth that happens with that. So yeah, it's all important. Thanks for sharing that, Kevin. Thanks for being here. Elaine, yay that you're back. Lovely seeing you. Guys, everybody that's in here, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Kiara, Jacqueline, Felicity, Chichi, Ilza. I hope I'm saying everybody. If I've missed anyone, I'm so sorry, but I really appreciate you. I will see you next week. I'm sending so much love and so much gentleness. And yeah, I'll chat to you soon. Bye for now.